Hey yo, someone really needs to tell the Gamera stands to piss off, cause honestly,
I am profoundly unimpressed.
it's kinda sad. Okay, so like, man gets a new show and gets one good feat, and the fucking baboons on Twitter just will not shut the hell up, acting like Heisei and Rebirth Gamera are gonna do fucking anything to relevant Godzillas like Earth and Heisei. Like, it's actually pathetic. This shit's getting way out of hand. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, how strong is Rebirth Gamera actually? Well, it's a little hard to say, because he varies actually. So, his bigger fireballs take quite a bit to charge up. He's easily spamming building and city block destroying attacks, but his durability seems to vary based on what the fucking plot wants. So he can either shrug off military fire of any sort, or he could be complete garbage and be hurt by tiny Gauss, which can only like cut through buildings, and be hurt by missiles, which is pathetic. The worst showing, in my opinion, is in episode 6. Oh, by the way, there's gonna be spoilers because we're covering Rebirth Gamera, duh. When Gamera is being overpowered by Gauss, and he shoots like 15 fireballs at this strange Gauss, and it does jack shit, but then the military shows up and does, if anything, more damage to Gauss with tanks and planes. Like, this is honestly one of the worst kaiju showings I've ever seen in my life. This might be worse than Shingodzilla, actually. Yeah, just let that sink in. Let that sink in. Shingodzilla tier at best, physically speaking. I will give Gamera credit. He does have supersonic speed. The buffoon did learn how to turn himself into a living blade. However, everyone knows the final attack is what people are talking about. He decides to sacrifice himself and shoot all of his energy into one attack. This attack is fast enough to reach the moon in mere seconds and punch a hole right through a chunk of it with ease. This is already calculated into a downplay of large country level, if not a more reasonable multi-continental. However, Gamera does not scale to this at all. Literally the moment it finishes, he disintegrates into dust. So it's a suicide move. Its speed, however, may be faster than light. If not, it would be at least relativistic plus, and so on par with beams such as Earth's, Shin's, and frankly most Godzillas who don't get good speed feats. So while the beam is fast, and the beam is fairly strong, Gamera doesn't scale to it. So, for example, if he were to face any Godzilla, really, there's a good chance he would just get killed mid-charge up. And even if it were to fire, most of them would tank it, and even some who couldn't would just regenerate. So sad to say, but this is a Gamera who has a chance of losing to Shingodzilla, who also has light speed attacks because they are photon beams and can fire more of them, with each of those beams being up to small city level and thus more than capable of piercing through Gamera's shell and armor with ease. Gamera does have a speed advantage, of course, but Shin was able to tag B-2 bombers, which are easily that fast. The fact that Gamera may have a losing match to Shingodzilla of all things is kinda telling. Gamera is extremely weak. I may return to Gamera to give him more justice via his Showa and Heisei variant. Rebirth Gamera is kinda trash. See you guys in the next one.